one time. You were there for this one. We were riding around in his CRV, I think.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of fireworks, doing some dumb shit with those fireworks. We were driving around, just throwing them out the window and lighting them off, stopping
We'd
at
look
random
in the
places
mirror and be like,
shit.
kaboosh!
Yeah, like we had like mortars that you're supposed to put in a tube, and we would light them and put them out the window on a pretty empty road, and just explode. This is episode 94 of the Scheuneman Show.
94.
It's going to be a little quick one, but we've got some things to touch on. It's a little difficult, guys, because we've got some heavy topics to talk about. We don't need to talk a lot about it on the show, but I feel like it's only right to talk about it on the show because the show is, your peek into the brand, and we talk all about brand stuff, obviously, but it's also a little
involved with us too.
Yeah, like stuff that's going on in our lives and shit that we're thinking about. Obviously, this is a solo episode with the two of us. And when me and Queef get together, we get the silly goosing.
Oh, of course we get the fucking. It's like duck, duck, goose up in there.
Yeah, so we were silly goosing before the episode started, but I had it in my mind today when we decided we were going to record. I was like, all right, I know what I'm going to start the episode to talk about, but it's kind of difficult because we're going from like talking about random goofy shit to now I feel like it's almost a bad idea to talk about what I want to talk about because it's like completely cutting that energy off and then hoping to go back into that energy later. And it might be a little bit difficult, but I think we can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess there's no other way to. It's hard to say.
Well,
recently, probably I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago. One of our best friends, really like family, honestly, Cole Stevens. He's been on the show a few times. Thank God.
Yeah.
He passed away in a motorcycle accident, and it's been really tough. I mean, tough doesn't even describe it. So that
doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real.
It took a long time for it to feel real, and I've been lucky enough to not have to deal with deaths too much in my life. I've had people around me die that I loved, but nothing quite like this. And I didn't think I would have to deal with something like this until a long time from now. But
I kind of grew up with like a mother that always told me like you live life to the fullest. You really you could not wake up tomorrow. So when it does actually happen, especially around your age, someone you've grown up with. I mean, we've known Cole for a while now.
I met him when I was 13.
It kind of hits and makes you realize, and you just you really think like you gotta live life to the fullest. 'Cause, you have to. Not say bye, but
you can lose life around you or yourself in the blink of an eye. It can happen anytime,
even in that way,
you least expect it,
and
you don't always get a heads up. And it's funny you say like live life to the fullest because that's one thing I'm grateful for is that like Cole definitely did that. Like he never let a day go to waste. If he was going through some shit, he would probably do more shit to entertain himself. He wasn't the kind of person that like
shut down
or stayed inside for too long. Like you'll never find him just sitting around doing nothing. Like he was either, if he wasn't working and making money for himself, he was out on some kind of adventure or making plans for friends or going on solo adventures. Like that's the other, like some people like, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like everybody's different, but some people will like, they'll wait for a friend to be ready to go on some adventure or do something fun to do it with a friend. But like he did both. Like if there wasn't anybody ready to do some fun shit, he would just go do it himself. Like he would go on drives, like just exploring around Ohio or West Virginia or wherever he was, and just do fun shit just like to keep himself entertained. I say all this because like he did live life to the fullest, and I'm really happy that he did because his life was cut tragically short, and I know that he really got as much out of life that he could and the years he had. And if this was like last week or the week before, I don't think I could have really talked about this. But I mean, it's weird because, like I said, I've never had to deal with a loss like this before, and
I mean, we've definitely had times where friends have died. I mean, like Joey.
But yeah, of course, and it's like super sad when a friend like Joey dies. But like, just to be blunt about it, like I've never had somebody that I spent so much time with.
And
like,
yeah.
I love Joey, and he was a good friend of mine, and like we've hung out before. But me and Cole have spent like thousands of hours together. We've had so many. Like he was when you lose somebody that you don't go a week without seeing or talking to, or even sometimes a day, that's completely different. It's like it's like losing a brother or a parent. Like it's I've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, because you look forward to those days and stuff still, you know?
Yeah,
it's just cut, and it's, you know, you can't do anything about it. That's the hard part too. When
I first heard about it, I'm also not the kind of person, like, I don't really cry at movies. I don't get emotional in times where I feel like sometimes other people do. I'm just kind of, it's just, I don't really cry in those times or get emotional like that. And I always kind of wondered, like there's certain people, like, I just kind of always assumed, like, oh, like, of course, I don't know. It's a long way of me saying, like, I heard about it and just immediately broke down in tears. And it's weird how that shit will hit you. And like you said, it didn't feel real for the longest. Like, it just felt like, oh, this is like a mistake, or this is not happening, or like this just isn't real. It'll be all right. And then slowly, day by day, it actually gets worse, and you start to realize that it is real. And it's like each day, like, different things will hit you. Like recently, I can't say coming to terms, because I'm far from like coming to terms with it. I'm far from the end of this process. I don't think the process really ever does end, but like I've just been putting it together that, like, I'm never gonna get to, like, have another adventure with him, or go on another trip, or have another conversation, or smoke another blunt with him, or just like do all these things that we used to do. Like, I'll never get to do that again, and it fucking breaks my heart.
Yeah. I was talking with a friend also that really hit, and he brought up the fact that, he was one of those people that you definitely, like, you'd want your family to meet, like, you'd grow up with, and you guys still, like, adventure and shit. He was such a good guy, great soul and shit.
Yeah.
He took care of everybody.
I mean, yeah, and he brought people together and shit. Like,
that's the thing too, is he'd always bring people together. No matter what the situation, even if you fucked up, he'd tell you fucked up and then bring you back together, and then
he had no filter.
Yeah,
he really didn't.
He didn't. Nah, yeah.
And I'm sure, like, if we sit here too long and get all emotional about it, he would be the type of person to tell us to stop being a pussy.
Oh, he definitely already done tell us to stop being a fucking pussy.
I'm sure he's watching right now, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he probably is.
Saying some words you can't say. And but yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't want to get into too many details, but like he was riding his motorcycle, and I'm sure he was going fast, because that's what he loved to do. He got into an accident. There was a blind spot, and he was coming up over this hill, and there was just a car getting into their driveway, so complete, like, sideways, and he had no time to stop or anything. And on a motorcycle, like, a crash like that'll kill you. And I'm not gonna get into it, but like the details of the accident is just further feels unreal. Like, cause it's just like, how the fuck did that do it? How? Like, but yeah. So if there's anybody watching that knew Cole or misses him or feels any type of way about this news, I mean, one thing that I don't know if I can say it's helped. I guess it has, because there have been times where I really miss him, and I'm constantly missing him, but there'll be times where I'm thinking about him or just want to like hear his voice or laugh again. And I'm so grateful that we got him on the show. Like he was the first guest that we ever had, which
And it
is
wasn't
crazy.
just once. I think we've had what, 3
We had
or
him
4?
on 3 times.
Oh, 3.
So there was the second episode we recorded. It's Julian, Cole, and Marquise. We got our first guest on here. Colin didn't count because he's a family member.
I'm not even ready.
Yeah, nobody's ready. We're just winging it because that's what we do here.
Just winging it.
So cool. I like your fucking cowboy hat.
Listen, it's just.
You might want to hold it a little closer to your mouth. It's not a biggie, but
Okay. Well,
yeah.
do I need to like eat it or?
Kind of. It's kind of like you're about to
Really?
kiss it. Like
That's
you're about to
what's up.
grab a little cat and just kiss it on the.
Yeah,
That can't be good for people to hear.
that's great.
But
Yeah.
So where'd you get that cowboy hat?
Well, me being just a good old boy, I found it at an antique shop, and yeah. So now it's just my felt feeler cover. You
Just
know,
on
and
on
I'm
your
just-
stonk dome.
Yep. And I'm just hanging here. Just,
All right. So I'll just
Good
let
old
you
days.
guys in on some info. Cole is my good friend from what, 7th grade, 8th grade?
Something like that.
With him on, which was no video, and that episode is known as a crazier, more off the rails episode. I always liked it, but I would.
That was the drunk episode, wasn't it?
We were drinking and smoking.
Dude, we got
and-
so much shit.
Yeah, well, certain people were like, I hope it was the second episode. There were certain people that were like, I hope that's not what your idea for the show is going to be. Like,
Yeah.
that was insane. It was like, no and yes. Like, obviously we were still learning at that time. We still are. But like, we were just jumping around from topic to topic. It was really like a hangout. So there's that you can listen to, and then we had a second episode that we recorded in his room at his parents' house. We're here with Cole Rogan, Marquise Beatty, otherwise known as Marquis. We are, chilling, discussing topics such as the end of the world, the fucking drug-addicted frog story that I wrote when I was a small child, edible danger, all kinds of shit. How have you guys been doing?
I've been good. Just chilling, working a lot.
Oh, Cole, you don't even got a fucking mic.
Yeah, Cole, what the fuck? You slacking, bro.
And remember, you gotta hold it up to your cock kissers.
I guess I have a mic now.
Yeah, I know, we mic'd up.
That one was sweet.
And then my favorite one is the most recent one. We didn't even record that long ago. I think it was 6 months ago, maybe.
Yeah. I don't even think it was that long.
Yeah, yeah. So we recorded that one, and that I've watched that episode quite a few times since this all happened, and it's it's just nice to feel like he's kind of around, because that's one of the cool things about podcasts. One of the things I liked is like when you listen to a comedy podcast and you got a few comedians like joking around and talking like a real conversation, it feels like you're there with them. It feels like, oh, these are my buddies and we're hanging out. Like, obviously you're not, but you know what I mean. And when it's someone you really know, like we knew Cole, and a friend like that, it really does almost feel like you're right there with him again, and you can relive those memories.
And every time I think about memories or us being younger, I mean, Cole was there, he was right there. I mean, it was, and
Yeah.
that's what.
I'm trying to think of a couple, before we move on, I guess. I'm trying to think of a couple memories that we could talk about. I mean, there was the one time, you were there for this one, we were riding around in his CRV, I think.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of fireworks, doing some dumb shit with those fireworks. We were driving around, just throwing them out the window and lighting them off, stopping.
We'd
at
look in the
random
mirror and
places
be like,
shit.
kaboosh!
Yeah, like we had like mortars that you're supposed to put in a tube, and we would light them and put them out the window on a pretty empty road, and just fucking explode. There's this tunnel on 23 that you go. Yeah, there's like a tunnel where, like, driving past Worthington on 23, when you're driving towards like Marcus Theaters, there's a tunnel where you go underground, and we threw one in there, and it was so cool because the mortar blows up so big that it just fucking made a wall of fireworks. And we were fucking around. That night was hilarious. Like, there was one time I think it was either a bottle rocket or like an M80, and I put it in like I think it was a bottle rocket, because I had it in a beer bottle and like I had it squeezed between my legs, and I lit it, and then the fucking beer bottle exploded in between my legs, and just goofing around, silly goosing with the fireworks, and that was a good time. I put one and like literally put like a bottle rocket in my ass crack and lit it off. Oh shit! And
You like stuck or something?
it took a second to go. There was one time I took him. Me and him went on so many trips. It started. We may have gone on other trips before this, but I think the thing that really started the trend of me bringing him on these big trips is years ago, probably when I was like 16 or 17. I had this trip to go to Cabo planned with my family, and I was going to bring my girlfriend at the time, and my girlfriend at the time decided to cheat on me and break up with me. So I had to find somebody new to bring, and one of the first people that came to mind was, oh shit, I'll see if Cole can come along. And so I brought Cole to Cabo, it was a beautiful place. It was like one of my favorite trips I've ever been on. And we spent like a week in Cabo together. And I mean, we did so much shit there. Well, that could be a podcast.
Yeah, you guys got wasted, didn't you?
Dude, I mean, every trip we went on, we made it a point to get fucking obliterated. But yeah, we had a good old time in Cabo. And so it started this trend of like, okay, because I took him to Cabo, his family and him wanted to repay me, which they never even had to, by taking me with them to Aruba.
His family is chill as fuck.
Yeah, I love his family too.
I
I've
didn't
been
mean
seeing
to curse after saying that.
No,
His
no.
family's really chill.
You're good.
I respect them a lot. That's why I didn't want to cuss, because they are very respectful people. And
they would be okay with it. I've been spending a lot of time over at his parents' house and like, you know, bringing them food and checking up on them, and I mean, his family loved the hell out of him, obviously, and
I still can't get over the Cole and fashion part. I will never get over that, about how much he was like into it, and then
well, actually, when he was younger, he was really into like FTP and Fucked and those like streetwear hype brands, Supreme. He would buy it for himself. He really liked it, and then sometimes he would resell it. He was a hustler. Like he was one of the first friends I remember. Like when we were young kids, he had like a band. Like he would always keep like a roll of like hundreds on him. He was always up. Like that's all. I always remember he was like the first friend of mine to like be really financially secure at a young age.
yeah.
And so he was into fashion at that point, but on the contrary to what you're saying, he grew up and he started hanging around different people, not like different friends, but like he started going to this new job and making friends there. And those people were like, you know, like construction worker, hillbilly type, like redneck country type folk.
Well, you got to think too, in a sense, he probably didn't want to ruin his clothes either.
Well, not only that, but they're the type of people to be like, the fuck you got on? Like, what the fuck? I got a $2 Hanes t-shirt. And so I don't want to say to like fit in, but like, you know, he started liking them and making friends over there. So he kind of picked up that attitude of like, I don't give a fuck about my clothes. I buy like I wear my cowboy hat, my boots, and like a $3 t-shirt and a ripped pair of fucking cargo pants that I ripped at the construction site. Like so what I mean is like he actually stopped. Like he actually felt like the opposite of appreciating fashion. But what's really cool is, and I don't want to get too far off the last story I was going to say, but what's really cool is he had those feelings, but he still like deep down like had an appreciation for it and thought it was cool. And there was a time, whatever Cole, but there was a time where when I started my brand, he was like happy for me and all that stuff, but like that him and the rest of the friend group, like other than Marquise, would be like oh, that's cool, but at the same time like every now and then like make a joke or like just be like not understand, I guess, or not really show as much support as I would have liked, and it kind of fucked with me a little bit. But after a while, we eventually ended up having this conversation one day. Well, they were also a bit upset that it was taking so much of my time up, so they would hit me up to hang out a lot. And a lot of the times back then, I would just be like, I'm sorry, I'm just too busy. We were working on the first collection, and it was just a really busy time in my life. And that's really all I was thinking about was the brand. So I didn't make it to a lot of the hangouts, and I think that fucked with them a little bit. But we got over that and communicated about it. And so one day we had this talk that I'll always remember. I really appreciate it. But he like kind of explained to me like, honestly, man, like I'm sorry for not showing as much support as I should have, and like telling you how proud I am of you. It was just that like I said, he wished that I would have made it to more plans, but I had gotten better at that. And he thought it was really cool, but I mean, it was really big, like mature of him to say this, but he was like, honestly, deep down, I was kind of upset with myself because I always wanted to make my own clothing brand. And like, he had this idea of like making his own t-shirts and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And so it kind of fucked with him. And I say this with love and respect. It was big of him to say this, but like, I guess he told me it kind of fucked with him that he never did that. And so to see me do it, he just felt some type of way about it. But after that,
Yeah, that
he's
takes
like,
some real shit to say,
Yeah.
or like, to be real about, he didn't keep it in,
yeah.
you know.
And he did for a while, but then he had a conversation with me about it, which I respect. And then from then on, he would tell me about how proud he was and like how cool he thought it was, and he was a lot more supportive, and that really meant a lot to me. So, yeah, and I think he got a couple things, and he got the goose tee, and he would wear that. Anyway, the last story I'll tell about it, and then we can move on. He took me to Aruba, and funny story there, really quick one is. First night we get there, we have dinner together with his family, and then we go off on a little adventure and exploring the area we were at. It's a small island, and we get like absolutely shit faced, like so fucking drunk, the both of us. He was a bit drunker than I was though, and I started to get a little bit anxious about getting lost because we had no idea where we were. And so we're on the beach, and I'm kind of like trying to keep him like alive because he's like running around on the beach, and he runs into the water and starts swimming.
Oh
and,
my God.
And I always get anxious when people like even sober, when people will like be at the beach, and you know how sometimes your friend or family member will swim super far out.
Yeah, especially in the dark, that shit's scary.
Dude, that always makes me nervous. I remember being a kid, and Colin would swim like so far out, and I'd be like, bro. Like,
doesn't that not like being dude? No,
it makes me so nervous. I always feel like they're gonna like drown or get lost or get swept back like over to sea, and it's always made me nervous. So, us being drunk, even seeing him get like waist high, I was like, bro, chill. Like, I don't want you to be swimming like that, like fucked up.
at least not right now, bro. Like,
Yeah, like let's find our way back. And so I get him out the fucking water, and we keep walking, and eventually there's this one part where we're walking down this like alleyway. It's like a small street, like a cobblestone street, and we're walking on the side, stumbling. And there was one part where he like stumbles and like falls into the street, and a car got about like this close
no way.
from hitting him, and I pulled him up and like just barely missed it.
Oh fuck.
And
bro.
he was like, "Thank you so much, bro." There was another time in Cabo where we were out drinking. It sounds like we just get fucked up. We do a lot more. But
yeah, for sure.
On trips like beach trips, you tend to get fucked up and relax. So
Yeah.
we were out.
Just enjoying the moment.
We had drank like so much absinthe this night and like gotten really fucked up. Like it was me and my family and Cole, and we were just all drinking absinthe, and absinthe is strong, but
Yeah.
these drinks went down so smooth. They were really good. And so at the end of the night of drinking and walking around the city, we went to the one last bar. It was just me, Cole, and Steve, I think. And we got one last drink, and when the bartender went to hand Cole his beer. It was like a fucking movie. He hands him the beer and his hand's like this. He grabs onto it, but then immediately it just slips right through his hand. Like if the mic is the beer, it was like this. Like
Let's go loud as fuck.
just slipped right through, and it smashes on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, did it broke?
Yeah, he was standing up, and he hands him the bartender hands him the beer, walks up to him, he's like,
Oh, that's
like,
great,
gracias,
bro.
amigo.
Oh, that's great.
Full beer just smashes on the floor, but even his drunk self helps clean it up and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They were cool about it, like they were laughing and shit because of how it was just immediately just right through the hand. And smashes on the floor. And then we make it back to the hotel, and he ended up spending the night in the shower with a comforter.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll put a picture up. I have a picture.
No, we
It's
need to put
fucking
that
hilarious.
picture up. Yeah.
And then the trip, the fucking story I've been trying to get to is the last one. Is we were in Colorado, and it was like the second day of hiking, or the second day of being in Colorado. I've told this before, but we were going off trail and we found this like big like hill mountain type thing. It's not
Okay,
a
yeah.
mountain because a mountain implies that it's like takes hours and hours to get to the top
Okay,
of.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's hard to explain. Like
A giant hill.
yeah, it's not. It downplays it if I call it a big pile of dirt, but it's also
It's a mound.
I'm overrating it if I say it's a mountain. So it's like somewhere
Large
in
mound.
between. So we climbed to the top of this thing, and we make our way to the top, and we're like taking pictures and chilling. And there's the way we went up it. We originally weren't going to go down, and so both of us walked to this one part we were going to go down at. And we start to like kind of scoot our way down, like sitting on our asses, like scooting down because it was kind of steep.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then we get to a point, and Cole's like, "Actually, I'm gonna go down this way." And I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Maybe you should too." And I was like, "I think I got this." And I realized why he changed routes because as I scooted down more, I realized it's like a straight drop,
Oh, bro.
but
Was
a
it
doable
pretty high?
drop. It was a doable drop, but it was
Okay.
pretty high.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 feet.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 20 at first.
No, maybe like 12, 15 feet.
Okay. It's still high, man. That's pretty high.
And so I'd say like 15-ish feet. I'm bad at that, though, gauging heights and stuff.
Like jumping in the water?
I just imagine it was two of me stacked on top of each other, probably. And then some change. So he's like, I don't know if I would go down that way. And then as soon as he says that, like he's going down his way and then like looks at me, he's like, I don't know if I would do it that way. And as soon as he says that, I make the scoot like just a drop. And I drop down and I hit my foot like sideways.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put a picture, but like, you know, the cliche like broken foot, like landing on the side of your foot and just fucking impact like that. And I fall and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
you
saw.
Took the wind out of me. I was like, fuck. But then I get up and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like kind of telling myself I'm fine, but I also at first thought I was fine, you know?
Yeah.
You know when you really fuck yourself up and you're like, I'm good.
I
good.
got it. Just shake it
Yeah,
off
I'll be
real
fine.
quick. Yeah.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking it off and then
Your ass
like,
got a high pain tolerance anyway.
that's true too. And
yeah.
and so each step I take, I'm like, I'm not good. Fuck. But here's the thing: it's the second day of the fucking trip.
Oh man.
And that's why I was like forcing myself to be like, no, you're fine, because in Colorado we're gonna be hiking and adventuring the whole fucking time. So I can't fuck myself up too bad, and I had. And so, long story short, we make our way out the trail. I get back to the room and I check it out, and my foot's like swelling and purple. I didn't know this at the time. I was pretty certain of it, but I wasn't sure. But I broke the foot in 3 places, and I was like, "Fuck, this sucks." And so I tried to like ice it and wrap it as best I could, and then I continued to do pretty much everything that we would have done regularly on a broken foot.
Yeah.
And he would help me out with that, and like, you know, go at my pace, but we're still going like off trail and going along a big lake, traversing these piles of rocks that went along the lake. And bro, walking on a big rock that's not flat with a broken foot really fucking sucks, because if you lose your footing, it's gonna hurt like a bitch. And also you could just fall into the water, or you could fall into one of the cracks and like break your fucking leg. And so like I just had to do it because I'm not going to. Not only would Cole not let me live it down, he'd be calling me a bitch if I did just say, "Oh fuck it, I'm not
Do
gonna
it,
hike."
pussy.
Yeah, but also I want to hike. I'm not gonna let we were gonna be in Colorado for like 6-7 days. I'm not gonna let my broken foot
second
that
day.
happened on the second day just ruin the trip. So I just
That would
forced
suck.
myself through it. Ended up doing one hike that was like 9.5 miles.
Stubborn on the bone or on the
Dude, it hurts so bad. But
So fuck it.
shout out to that broken foot because that's what ended up getting me my medical card.
Oh, okay.
I literally, fun fact is, to get my medical card a year later. My foot's been healed, everything's fine. It healed a little wrong, but it's been a while. And breaking your foot sucks in the moment, but it's not like huge. But in Ohio, to get a medical card, there's not so many reasons that qualify you, and one of them is chronic pain. So when I was getting my medical card, I was like, what can I say? And I was like, I'll try chronic pain. And I told him, like, hey, I broke my foot last year. It healed wrong, and so I have pain in my feet when I walk. And they're like, okay, like we just need some sort of paperwork from a doctor that says something about this. I give them my old x-ray of the broken foot, and they're like, all right, that's cool. I literally got a medical card from a broken foot that had healed a year ago.
Yeah.
It's just so goofy to me. But yeah, there's just some good, and there's so many more. Like we could spend this whole episode talking about good memories with
I was
Cole.
about to say, I mean, you've seen it too. Like when I skated and I broke my ankle, you saw me land, and I had a video of it. That shit was wild.
Yeah, I landed on my foot the same way you landed on yours skating. Like, and it sucks, dude. I've done similar shit.
And then even with you at the park, when you didn't you break it 3 places at the park too?
I think that was my ankle. Dude, because I was like
3 places?
a cruiser skater. I couldn't do skate parks. I couldn't do too many tricks. I could like manual, which is like a wheelie for a skateboard, and I could ollie kind of.
Yeah.
But I could not do like tricks or grind or do skate parks. But one day I would always try to keep up with you because this man's a fucking master skater.
No, but
Don't let him tell you not, because he was the best skater in high school or any other. I don't think I've met a guy that was better at skating than he is. I'm not saying you're a fucking Tony Hawk, but you're fucking good.
I appreciate it.
And so I would be skating with him all the time because that's what we would do as kids. And I would try to keep up. And so you would want to go to the skate park. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to go to the skate park with you. So
Yeah.
I would usually, when we would go to the skate
Well,
park.
you even skated on your own with your dad too, so you had some experience.
I had some experience, but all I mean is like you were, if I was like tier 3, you would be like tier 20.
Whoa, that much.
I mean, dude, I've recorded you doing fucking like tray flips and shit. I could not dream of doing a tray flip, like at that time at least. Like, so that's all I mean. I'm not saying
skateboarding was my gateway to get out of everything. Like,
it's a good habit.
Like, once I got on the board, I just escaped reality. Or when I do get on the board, I escape reality. I haven't been on the board in a while.
You should start doing it more. Like, even just for fun and shit. Like, because it's something. I mean, it's kind of like riding a bike, but better. Because the feeling of like going down a nice hill or skating down a street, even that.
Bombing hills, like, bro.
Having the wind blow through your hair, it's just so nice. And we would and we would skate with Cole too.
Yeah,
Cole skated too and shit. But
I remember when I was younger, bro. I was skating in the dark, I don't know if I was going down a hill or it was like a little steep hill or something. I wasn't paying attention, but I hit the back of a car. That shit was fun.
Damn, you hit the back of a fucking car.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
How much damage did you do to the car?
It wasn't that bad.
What's not that bad?
I wasn't going that fast.
I feel like body.
I like skimmed it and like,
like a dent.
No dents. It didn't do anything to the car.
So yeah, dude.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, but at the skate park, I would like usually just fuck around, do as much as I could. But here's the thing: even if I'm not going down the ramps of the skate park, it was still difficult because skate parks are so fucking perfectly smooth and like.
Yeah.
It just makes your board go so fast. And like I wasn't used to it. And so I couldn't do much at a skate park. And one day we went and we were with a couple of our other friends as well, and I was like, you know what? I went on like the bitchiest part of the skate park, like a little ass like a ramp up and then a ramp down, but like
What, the pyramid thing?
Yeah, kind of.
like-
You would probably know the name for it, but
Fuck. There's like I don't know if it's.
it was like a ramp up that's not that steep, and then a flat space, and then a ramp down, and I think there was like a railing in the middle of it.
Yeah, I forget what.
Anyway, I go to the top of that, and then I'm like, I'm going to skate down this. And literally, that's how I broke my ankle. I went to skate down it, and the board just slid out from underneath me, and I fucking landed, no milk, fucking, and landed sideways on my foot again.
Right.
And because of no milk, I fucked my shit up.
You like that's how I knew your pain tolerance, because this motherfucker act like he didn't do anything, like break anything or anything, and went to the hospital. And then just calls or texts me. I don't even remember. And he's like, "Yeah, so I just broke like 3 different."
My metatarsals.
Yeah.
I remember that. Well, I don't. You might be getting this mixed up with another time, because there was
it might
one
be,
time, bro. This is when I knew I needed to drink like milk or get calcium in me, because
Okay, it might
bro,
be a
this was the dumbest injury I've ever gotten. But like we were skating one time, and just literally like skating down sidewalks in Worthington, and you were ahead of me, and at one point I like hit like the divot in between the sidewalk. And
Are you talking about when you did a front flip?
no, that's different.
Oh.
That was we'll talk about that too. But so I'm like going down this sidewalk. We're going down it together, not far from this house, and I am skating, and my board just kind of gets stopped by the sidewalk because it hits like a crack, and I wasn't going fast enough to go over it, and so it stops. And then I come off of it kind of like I don't fall, but like my right foot goes like if this is my foot like normal, like this is the bottom of my foot, I went like this, like
Yeah. Okay. So it folded
Frontward.
like forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I was like, so that.
Forward.
That might have been the metatarsal injury, because so what happened was like that happened, and it did like it hurt a lot, like I was walking weird, but like I didn't think I broke anything just because of how like random and small it seemed. But
I don't know.
like I mean, if you imagine the foot going like that, it doesn't seem great, but like I was like that couldn't have done much, but it hurts like a bitch. And so I ended up like kind of walking back to the house, and I told my dad about it. I'm like, hey, I did this. I think I might need to get it checked out. And he's like, we'll see. But he was like, you're walking on it now. So if you broke your foot, you wouldn't be walking on it. It's like, okay. So another week goes by. I'm walking funny. Like I eventually get made fun of for how I was walking. Like 1 foot forward, and then the broken one was like off to the angle, like to the side, and I would like have a limp. I go a week, another week. I'm like, on the second week, I'm like, guys, like talking to my parents, I'm like, this is fucked up. Like, it hurts to walk. I'm like limping and shit. And they're like, if your foot was broken, you wouldn't be walking on it. Like, trust me. Like, you probably just fucking, I don't know what shit they were saying, but I was like, okay. A third or fourth week goes by, and I'm like, guys, I need to get this checked out. Like, I look like a fucking duck the way I'm walking. Like, this is fucked up. And they're like, all right, if it's still hurting, let's get it checked out. I go into the doctors, and they were like, oh wow, it's so good you came in when you did, because this is like almost healed in the wrong way. But you have 3 broken bones right now.
So they literally like pulled it out of place and put it back into place then, or like will they?
Okay, no. So
Okay, maybe
if
not
I
like
would have
that,
been
but, like-
no, because here's the thing, you're kind of right. Because if I would have waited a couple more weeks, what they would have had to do, they told me, is literally like get like a hammer and re-break the bones. And then put them back into place with like a cast. But they hadn't fully healed incorrectly, so they were able to give me
Imagine
like
being
a
the
boot,
nurse or the doctor that does that
breaking some guy's bones again.
to reconstruct them.
I know, dude. It's insane. So yeah, I was walking on a broken foot for like 3-4 weeks because my parents didn't believe it was broken. Yeah. But, so it was like, yeah. So just this is why I don't smoke on podcasts.
I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I am moving a lot.
We needed to smoke one for Cole. And
That's exactly, yeah.
this episode is definitely dedicated to Cole.
Always had. I'm not gonna lie. Like he was the one that always supported the best too. Like gas and shit like that. Weed and like the
dude,
diamond dabs.
He was
and
never
all
like the guy that would like show up to the hang with like empty-handed or like.
that. And he always supported everybody and
Yeah.
you know, like in every way possible.
And he like held his own weight and shit. It was
of course.
just. There's so much I could say, but like I said, I could go on for episodes and episodes talking about it, but he wouldn't want us to do that. Just he would want us to be silly goose.
I miss like like going to his apartment though. That was fun.
Yeah,
Recently it was.
yeah, it's crazy, dude. I miss him real bad right now. Like it's just thinking about all the times that we had and all the plans we had. Like we wanted to go on Route 66 and explore, like go down. Do you know what Route 66 is?
I think I do.
So it's this road, and I'm probably gonna
It's like
mess this
country?
up. Route 66 is the highway which became one of the most famous roads in the United States. It runs from Chicago, Illinois, through Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona before terminating in Santa Monica and LA. So it goes across the whole fucking country, pretty much.
So you can literally take that all the way to LA.
Yeah, and so because it's a famous road and goes through all those states, like those states have created like all these different attractions and like cool shit to stop and do through the road. And you go through
Dude,
sick
that
ass
would be
states.
so fucking fun. I've always wanted to do some
Yeah,
shit
dude,
like
we
that.
should do it because I need to fucking do adventures. I just
Bro.
lost my number one fucking adventure buddy, but yeah, let's do it. Let's do Route 66 because we've always wanted to go to Cali together.
You know what's crazy?
It's a plan now,
Dude,
we have to do it.
I've always so that's like that has to, bro. We got to.
Plus, neither one of us like planes, and that's like you have to drive for this trip. So,
Oh yeah, and we have to. I've always wanted to get like an RV, take it down somewhere long as like for like at least a
just
month.
a sick ass road trip where
month
we don't
trip.
have like a time limit and we can just
Yes.
fucking stop and do random shit.
Check
on the
out
way.
everything, and then on the way back, and then you just
Fuck it, dude. Since we're talking about this, let's look up like top 5 Route 66 attractions.
We got Bobby Boy just
Bob.
walking in. Come, Bob.
Silence on set.
Come here. You gotta say hi at least.
This episode is dedicated.
Bob,
to
did you have the helicopter following you here? What'd you do?
Dude, I got a story about that too. I think you know about that. Hold on.
Oh yeah, all the yeah, I remember. Hey, you gotta come say hi, Bob. How's the day going, Bob? Bobby boy.
Nice to be on the pod. Just got off work.
Okay.
Knuckleheads at work today.
Knucklehead. So it wasn't a good day, or
Just knuckleheads.
okay, you got over it now, or like,
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, you get the whole store cleaned up, and then somebody comes in, turns on the machines,
yeah,
makes a mess.
yeah, doesn't clean it up.
No, fuck no.
This episode is dedicated to Cole. Off the top of your head, can you think of a good memory that you've had with Cole or around Cole?
Oh, man. Cole, I don't know. Am I off camera now? Probably.
You can get in a little closer if that's okay. And you,
Well, Julie's going to have to
that's
switch
fine.
on
That's
over.
fine. That's fine. We got you. We got you.
I don't know if you're just excited.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. How can you not love Cole? I mean, I can't think of a specific one that's jumping out the top of my head. I'll tell you one thing though. He was so excited when I got my 911, and I said, hey, he wouldn't drive it. I offered him to drive it. He wouldn't drive it. No, he said, no, hell no. He says. But I said, well, you want to go for a ride? And so, Huli, you were crammed in the back of it.
The non-existent backseat.
Yeah, it's not really a back seat, and Cole's in shotgun, and so and my car's loud.
Oh yeah.
But
It's a very beautiful car.
well, thank you. But yeah, Cole loved cars, and he loved that car, and so we went out and we did a little bit of hot rodding, and he thoroughly enjoyed that, as did we all. But
He was always the biker guy too.
Yeah. He'd bring his bikes over that he was going to buy or not, and he'd say, like, "What do you think of this?" And I'd say, "Cole, look at this fucking shit. No, don't."
He loved cars and bikes.
He's always
and all.
buying beaters. And driving
Yeah, but he did listen to me because when he was first getting into it, everybody always wants to buy super fast bikes and big bikes that are too big and too dangerous. And I was encouraging him to get a small twin, and that's exactly what he did. And, it made me feel good because, you like to be listened to.
Oh yeah.
And that's how he was, man. He could talk to anybody, and I really respected him, and I felt respect from him. I'm going to miss him a lot. Yeah. The world was better with him in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He actually, yeah, that's what we were talking about. He brought people together, and
just a, good guy.
oh, great guy, great soul.
Yeah. So, yeah. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Well said. Yeah, we're just getting into. Me and Cole had always talked about going on the Route 66 journey.
That would be awesome.
So now me and Marquise have decided
That's a have to now.
it's a goal of
It's
ours.
like a have to.
Maybe if we can get our hands on just a little, like a pinky finger of Cole, we could spread him somewhere in Route 66.
Can we do that?
I don't know.
So what is going on with that though?
There's a couple of. All right.
Adios.
Thank
Bob.
you.
Good to see you.
There's a couple. I don't want to get into too much of the business,
obviously.
but I think
We
they'd
could
be
talk
okay
outside
with
of
me
work.
saying it.
Or-
I think I'm not going to say everything, but I think they'd be okay with me saying, like, I know for a fact he wanted to be spread a little bit in West Virginia and his holler, where his Nana lived, because he loved that place and he wanted desperately to fix it up and keep it and not let the banks get it, but. So he's told me outright, because like I said, we've talked for hours and hours about everything. So I even know like stuff like how he wanted me to like act at his funeral and like what he wanted me to do and keep from happening and like how he wanted to die, like all kinds of. In the fucking last episode we recorded, you can hear him saying like I want to fall off, not literally, but kind of. He was like I want to fall off a fucking mountain and die a crazy death.
Yeah.
Which I think he kind of succeeded. With all due respect, Cole, I think you would agree.
Yeah.
But God, I really wish I could fucking yell at him in the hospital and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What were you doing, man?
But he'd probably laugh. But
I would.
anyway, what was I saying? This weed's got to me. Oh yeah, so he, I know he wanted to be spread a little bit in West Virginia in the holler. When we were in Colorado, he said a few times like I would not mind dying here, and I don't know if that necessarily means that he would that would be a place to be spread, but I don't think that would be a bad place at all. He's said many times that some of the best days of his life were there when we were there together, which is an honor.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a decent place. And then I think his family has a plan of their own for some of it. I know that there's also like little like trinkets that some of the family has a bit of him in it, but I think he's the kind of guy that it's only right that he gets spread around into all these beautiful places. And but anyway, about Route 66, I think this might be fun. Anyway, so let's go through a couple of Route 66 attractions. We'll do a pod on the fucking trip too.
Okay.
That'd be sick.
We could like vlog it and shit.
Yeah. Okay, there's Cadillac Ranch is a pretty famous one, and that's really cool.
What's that about?
So there's we'll put a couple pictures up, but here's one picture of it. It's pretty much like a fucking a junkyard's worth of cars, like painted and shit, and like, it's kind of a weird thing, but
Yeah.
here, we'll go back to this.
It looks pretty cool.
It's just a little thing to
Everybody's
that's
weird
what
in their
Route
own way.
66 kind of is.
just playing
There's a bunch of little shit you can just stop and look at. It's
like little touristy stuff to look at, you know?
like a huge line of cars like that.
Can we like jump like
You can fuck
climb
around on
on
them.
them? Sure.
But
You sure?
yeah, I'm sure you can. I don't give a fuck. But so there's Cadillac Ranch, which we'll put pictures up, but it's like it's like cars stuck like halfway in the fucking dirt and then painted all over.
Yeah.
Just a weird shit to look at. And that's kind of the thing about Route 66. It's just full of just random little shit. Like, There's the Painted Desert in Arizona, which I think is just in general like a cool place that's around that road.
Yeah.
Let's find the Milk Bottle Grocery. That's weird.
It's literally
You're gonna have some pictures to do.
Grocery store with a milk bottle on top. Wait,
I just want you to see the picture. I'm gonna read it.
I'm not gonna rate now. I just want to look at.
By the way, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, you'll know when you see it, but this episode's not gonna make it on Monday. I hope you guys understand with everything going on.
You never know.
And there's other things going on too that we're not gonna get into. But like, it's
Do
just
I
been
get
a crazy
bonus
week.
if I do make it on Monday?
I'll give you something. Probably handy. Petrified Forest, Santa Monica Pier. I mean, that's in LA.
Yeah.
The Blue Whale. Put a picture of the Blue Whale.
Blue Whale. Whoa, bro, we're definitely going on that thing.
I think you might go by this place that's like a home. Maybe I'm thinking of a place in Florida, but there's a place. Just because I'm thinking about it, I'll talk about it. There's a town. You know the Simpsons town? Like Springfield.
Yeah.
They recreated it.
Okay.
With like actual bars and food and donut shops and everything. And you can like explore it. And it's like designed like the buildings look like in the cartoon. And it's an actual town you can go
actually
to.
go in the house and
Yeah.
everything and like okay, is
Yeah.
it the whole layout?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Can we go? We need to find the freaking Nuketown, like the Call of Duty.
Holy shit, dude.
What? The Gemini Giant?
It's just a huge fucking.
Wait, that's
like a statue.
Gemini.
Jiminy.
I thought it said Gemini.
I'm realizing this doesn't give the best idea. Pretty much, Route 66. You're traveling across the country pretty much, and there's stuff that's like right off of the road to check out, like shit on this list. But mostly, it's a perfect trip to take. So where you can just make stops and go off route and like, explore around the states that you're passing through.
Yeah.
And just do it at your own pace. But it's a cool thing I've always wanted to do, and we can
have
like
to leave
stop
some
and
landmarks. Scheuneman.
Oh yeah, we'll put some stickers up and shit.
Yeah.
Put a sticker at Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah.
And we're working on getting stickers made with QR codes to the website.
That would be fucking handy, Mandy.
By the way, I'm not going to say specifics, but if you guys go on the website and check out the collection, maybe you might notice something new. Check it out. It'll excite you guys. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a really cool thing, and we're going to do it. But a couple things that I want to touch on before we head off, because we're about to.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to bring this up for like the last like 5 fucking episodes, and I keep forgetting about it. It's just a random little news. You know how I learn about stuff or something interesting, and I just talk about it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Bro, this is fucked up though.
Oh.
There's this Instagram account, and it's like this guy, and I don't think it's. I think other people do the same kind of shit. But this guy, he has like this monkey that's like his pet, right?
Okay.
But he doesn't really let you know it's his pet, because what he does to get views on like Instagram and shit is he'll like put the monkey in fucked up situations.
No.
Get it, like, for example, get it stuck in like the roots of a tree, and like it's stuck and its like neck is like twisted in it.
No,
It's
why?
like,
What?
and he'll like leave it there for a couple days to like starve, and then he makes like a video of him saving the monkey and going to like save it, but he put it there and like let it starve. So when he goes to make the video, he left it there long enough to where it's like all dirty and shit and like hungry. It's fucked up, dude.
Dude, how is that even?
And he does it for the views. So he's like making these videos like, I came to save this monkey. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And he's like saving it and like acting like he's caring for it and nursing it back to health. But in reality, like everybody in the comment section knows too. They're like, you're a sick fuck. Like he puts these monkeys.
Bro.
There was this one time, bro, he put like a leech in its ear. And he was like, oh my God, I found this monkey with a leech in its ear. I'm going to remove it. But in reality, he's just putting leeches on this fucking monkey. And you can tell because he makes it look like he's just finding these monkeys out in the wild.
Yeah.
But it's the same monkey every time. Like this same monkey is just getting like tortured and shit.
That's so fucked up.
And he does it for views. So fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
I don't know if it probably wouldn't. I don't think we'll get any justice with me putting his Instagram handle up.
No, but
he already has enough haters. So I think the best thing I can do is not give him any fucking clout. But yeah, fuck that guy. I saw that and I was like, that's so horrible that people would
You were
go.
just scrolling and it popped
Yeah,
up? Or?
like on Reels.
That's so fucked up.
Because he's trying to make it look like he's like saving these animals.
Yeah.
But then people caught on like this is the same
know his
monkey
Instagram and
in
shit?
every video. Huh?
Do you know his Instagram and stuff?
I might be able to find it, but I don't know.
That's fucked.
But it's fucked up, dude. And he's just what people do for views is disgusting, bro. And so, but it's crazy. His whole comment section is people like, "You're fucked up." You think the people have caught on to it.
He's definitely fucked up.
So that's fucked. There's another thing. Have you heard about the guy? So this kid got like. Okay, there's a trend going on right now, and I'm tempted to try it out, but it's like I see so much of it. But it'll be like a guy goes on, makes like a new Instagram, or his Instagram just in general has no followers, and it'll be like, "Hello guys, today I have 12 followers, and I'm going to drink a gallon of milk for every one follower I get, or I'm gonna do this for every one follower I get." Right? So there's an Instagram account where it's just like 13-year-old kid, like a little chubby, little off, just goofy. He kind of reminds me of like a Napoleon Dynamite type kid, and I forget what he did. I think he's like every day. It's a little different from the trend I'm remembering. He was like doing this thing where, fuck, what?
Is he eating something?
No, he did something where it's like
I've seen like the car one.
I don't know. Anyway, he was like made this video and he's like, "All right, guys, the top comment that I get on this video, like the number one most liked comment, I will do whatever they tell me to do."
Okay.
And post it.
Okay.
And so this guy comments something and it ends up becoming like the most liked comment in the world or something.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
And it was so keep in mind, there's like a 13-year-old boy that lives in like Kansas.
Yeah.
Like he'll do shit like post videos of him doing roundhouse kicks for 100 days in a row or sit-ups in 100 day a row.
Yeah.
And the video will start with him being like, "This is day 12 of me doing a sit-up every day." And just does a sit-up. Like, but he's not being funny. Anyway, so he's like, "I'll do whatever the comment is." And then the comment is for him to for him to move to Thailand, get in touch with the people and loved by the people, train in martial arts, and become the like highest in the champion in his weight class in UFC, and like get trained by this like the most skilled warrior in Thailand or something.
Yeah.
It's
I think I've actually seen that now.
And it's
isn't he like saving up money to go to Thailand now?
He's saying that he is, but a lot of people are like, "Bro, you're not gonna do it." And he's like, "I promise, guys, I'm really trying to get ready to go to Thailand. It's just my mom's not super cool with it."
My mom's just not letting me, bro. I gotta wait till I'm 18.
Oh my god, hold on. Let me see if I can find what the comment was. Thailand comment. Instagram. Yeah. We'll put a picture of him up, but this is him. You see the...
Mm-hmm.
See, and the comment says, "Fly to small town in Thailand, get accepted by their people, learn the language, train in Muay Thai for a year and a half, fight in a tournament, win the tournament, return to the USA and join the UFC, stay in shape and go undefeated in your weight class, retire and do an interview saying this comment was the reason you fought so hard."
Jeez, bro, that's gonna be if that actually happens. That would.
Dude, can you imagine how fucking hilarious it is? It's like, "All right, guys, I'm in Thailand."
You basically told this kid's life story, and
yeah. And imagine your life, like you put it perfectly. Imagine your life plays out because of an Instagram comment.
Yeah.
I guess how many likes the comment has.
It's like, do I really want to do it? Yes or no? And if you do, you can pursue the passion.
The comment at the time of this screenshot has 2.5 million likes. So he got like viral because of this video.
Yeah.
But it's insane. And then the comment is so big. I think it got like a Guinness World Record for like highest liked comment or something.
Jeez.
And then that guy who commented it like completely changed his Instagram to revolve around the fact that he was the guy who made the comment.
No.
Yeah. And I guess he's like a fighter himself.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
awesome.
like, if he won't do it, I will.
Let me
like trying to get the clout and shit.
Yeah.
So it was just funny how people like, and literally if you Google Thailand comment Instagram, this kid comes up.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's funny.
But shit, while I was saying that, there was another thing that I thought of, but it's okay.
Thailand. I mean,
Yeah,
Fun.
dude, it's insane.
crazy.
Would you? Oh, bro,
Huh?
you see, Putin was on a fucking podcast.
No.
You know who Putin is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's
Vladimir
insane.
Putin.
Dude, so of course on the podcast I'll forget his name. In real life, I do know his name.
That's it, right?
No, yeah, it's Vladimir Putin. But I'm talking
Vladimir.
about
Vladimir.
the guy that had him. Tucker Carlson
Oh, okay.
had him on. The news guy from Fox that got fired.
Yeah.
He has his own show where it's like a podcast and he interviews people. And he got fucking Vladimir Putin. I haven't watched it. I need to watch it.
That'd be
but, like,
wild.
apparently it's insane. I mean, it's not as like. It's at one point I think he asks him why he's going to war with Ukraine, and there's like a meme going around because
He
of
actually asked him that. Though?
Yeah.
Would you like? Would you have the courage to ask?
That's a good question. You would have to, because
Yeah.
if you have Putin on as an American, if you have Putin on, you will get ripped to shreds if you don't ask the
Yeah, I feel
legitimate
like that.
questions.
Yeah, of course, but
Do you think in general having him on you would feel comfortable doing?
that's what I'm asking.
Because he did it in Russia. He had to fly to Russia.
I mean,
believe.
it would be an experience for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if me personally, I'm just asking for someone else. You know, like you think? Cause I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it, but
It would just be so freaky.
because it's not like being a podcaster. It's not like I'm the president or something asking. Like why are you going?
Yeah, you kind of have the freedom to ask shit.
It's like that's what I don't know.
But apparently his answer was like some bullshit. I don't know. I need to watch the podcast, but like I know that the meme is like it'll be like him asking like why did you go to war with Ukraine, and then his response is like 6,000 years ago pilgrims got to America. Like so apparently his answer was like
That's
some
awesome.
bullshit
though.
about
He
like
asked him.
400 years ago, Ukraine stomped on our ground and we didn't like it. Like, apparently, his reasoning is some bullshit that happened hundreds of years ago or something. I don't know. It's coming from a dumbass. But I was trying to think, like, who would be, like, one of the scariest guests or, like, a more scary guest to have other than the obvious of, like, going to a prison and interviewing a fucking prison inmate. But, like, for example, I would not interview Kim Jong-un.
Like a hitman or something. Like like
Kim Jong-un, no.
No.
Because he's not coming to America to do it. He probably won't go anywhere else to do it. So you're going to have to go to North Korea. And if you don't follow that motherfucking script, you're getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
North Korea is insane. Do you know about how like they'll allow certain people to go and visit, but those people that visit are put in, it's like going into a simulation because they literally like government money goes into curating everything that you see. So for example, like there's this one guy that went over to North Korea and they like took him over to like a computer lab or something, like a library but with computers, like where people can have access to computers, or like an office building, I think. And they were trying to prove like we don't keep the internet from our people. They're allowed to perfectly look at the internet if they want to. Look at all these people on the computers. Look at this guy on Google. But then meanwhile, the guy that went there realized that everybody there was just staring at the screens, just typing stuff. They weren't moving around on the internet. None of them even knew how to use the computer. They were just placed there to make it look like they were able to use the computer. but every single person was like either typing nonsense or literally just moving the mouse around. And there was one guy in there that like was the guy talking to the tourist, and he was like appeared to be the only person that not only knew how to use a computer but was allowed to do anything on the computer.
What the?
And then also they'll like take you by grocery stores that are filled up while you're there to make it look like there's no food shortage. But then the second you leave, it's like that food gets hauled off. Like there is no food there. People die of starvation all the fucking time. There's stories of like people eating their children and shit. It's bad in North Korea, dude. I don't know.
Shit, dude.
ADHD, but the last thing about North Korea I want to say is, because it's another random subject I thought about talking about on the pod, but have you seen there's like a reel going around about the train that Kim Jong-un uses to travel for fucking not meetings, but like whenever he goes to like meet with people and shit. No, it's not an underground train. It's a train. It's a train track and a train that they built specifically for Kim Jong-un. It's like Air Force One, but a train.
Okay.
So it's just for Kim Jong-un to use. Designed for him. The train tracks were built for him to use. All of that. And it's strategically placed where like most of the track goes through like wooded areas that are like hard to get to. All of the track is like snipers around it, so you can't get near it. They look at the tracks like constantly to make sure there's no mines on it. And then the train itself is like 100% bulletproof. There's like helicopters on like board. They have like anti-aircraft guns that come out the top. They have like an armory of weapons. There's like a fucking 50-man army to like protect him. It's like one of the most fucking secure trains to ever exist.
Holy shit.
And it's all because like they know Kim Jong-un, like he's the bad guy. Everybody wants him dead. And so it's like a super train. Like it's insane. You could go into the details, but we don't have the time and I don't feel like it. But that's true though.
Crazy how much, how he has it like, how it's like that. Crazy to think,
They have snipers on board and like around the tracks to make sure like the borders are cool. I think they have like a body double, like a Kim Jong-un fake.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of shit. They have like snowmobiles that can take him off the train.
Well, he's like, no, I'm the real Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
No, I'm the
real Kim Jong-un. Like the fake guy tries to take over the power of the real guy.
Yeah.
Give me my power. But yeah, that would be a good movie though. You have to make like a break into that train, like a Mission Impossible type movie. But it's
wild. With the body double and everything.
Yeah.
No, I'm Kim
bro, if you look into it, guys, the fucking Kim Jong-un's train, it's insane. Because I'm not even I know it has anti-aircraft guns. It has like fucking cars and helicopters on board
and shit on it. It's wild, man.
Yeah. Would you eat Fruity Pebble chicken?
No.
There's a place in Columbus that apparently serves Fruity Pebble chicken, and apparently it's really good. Apparently. Maybe we'll have to try it on the pod.
I'll try it.
KFC has
I
cheetah.
just don't think Fruity Pebbles and chicken go together.
Yeah, you wouldn't, but apparently it's like one of those things that you wouldn't think goes together, but does.
Yeah.
What's an example of that?
Like there's this certain type of cheese and caramel.
There's like famous ones. Fuck. I hate the pod brain is what I call it. There's stuff that you could think about on an everyday type stuff, but on the podcast, of course you can't think about it. It's like fucking, you guys know what I mean. There's like, put in the comments, stuff that you wouldn't think goes together, but does. I'll have to think of one and bring it back next episode. But KFC just came out with cheetah, which is a piece of fucking chicken, fried chicken, and on top it has like marinara sauce, cheese, and pepperonis.
That sounds good as fuck.
And I was gonna talk a lot about the brand, but we'll do that next week, and we'll probably have a guest as well. But
yeah,
one thing to leave you guys with, because we're about to end, but a little cliffhanger. We're about to get on a magazine and get interviewed.
Wale.
Oh my God. We'll talk about it next week. Fucking magazine hit us up after our press release, and they're like, "Oh my God, this collection is like beautiful. We would love to have you guys on for an interview on our magazine," and they're gonna reach out. So as soon as that drops, we'll let you guys know. But I hope you guys have a lovely whatever day this is when it comes out.
Hope you loved the podcast, and
Check out the Stone Collection. It's beautiful, and it's just only begun.
yeah.
More to come with that. We got a lot to say next week. And thank you for watching. Thank you for making it to the end. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Scheunemanbrand.com for your beautiful
Check
clothes.
it out.
Check it out. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. There's some new updates to the website. I'll say wink, wink, wink. I'll tell you off camera. It's actually pretty
Wink,
cool.
wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Love
Fucking love you. And shout out to Cole. This one's for you, bud.
Yeah. Love you, bud.
Have a good one. Peace.